Today we are gonna be taking a look at Black Book. Black Book is a deck builder roguelike set in heavily in a setting inspired heavily by Slavic myths. So very interesting for me. And yeah, let's check it out and see what it's all about. Hi Alex, welcome, glad to see you. It has indeed been a while. Yeah. Choose the difficulty. Difficulty can be changed in the game settings at any moment. We have Apprentice, that's the easy one. Snatka, normal difficulty, balanced for the first playthrough. Koldunya, increased difficulty for players with experience in card games. Nightmare, evil spirits roam unchecked on this difficulty level. I think I'm gonna start out with the second highest difficulty and then probably do Nightmare in the future. Let's go for Koldunya difficulty.
I heard my grandmother tell it. A man was fostering an orphan girl. He was a Noah. Everyone called him Old Yegor. She didn't want to become a witch, but he taught her his craft. She was to be married to a special young man. I can't recall what exactly happened, but this young man took his own life. He was later buried beyond the gates of the churchyard. Which meant that he would pass straight to hell. As for the orphan, Vasilisa, she refused to accept it. She was intent on bringing back his soul from the inferno. To do this, she would need to break the 7 seals of the Black Book, which Old Yegor kept, and retrieve him. And it was for that reason that Vasilisa agreed to become a witch. But to become one, she needed to be initiated in a banya or at a crossroads. And so, Vasilisa set out for the crossroads.
Okay. So we are taking control of Vasilisa here. I might have to up the volume a little. It seems a bit quiet right now.
I slept poorly last night.
Can we do that right now? Let's up the general volume a bit. We can reduce the effects and music maybe is fine like this. I definitely want to keep the voice high. Let's see how this feels. Just to get through the settings, there are a few settings that I don't quite know what they mean yet. In the game settings, we have text speed and animation speed and autoplay. Obviously volume settings, languages, and graphic settings. No real accessibility options as far as I'm aware. Hi Mists, welcome! Glad to have you. I slept poorly last night.
Been waiting, hoping for you to return. But you haven't. You never sat at the table. Where Where are you now, sweetheart? Where are you headed? Relatives, and from the warm summer, you departed.
I'm gonna increase the volume a little bit more here. It's still a bit quiet.
There's no entrance or exit for you, it seems. Cold Mother Earth. There isn't even a churchyard fence to hold on to.
Welcome, Megatron.
Enough. I don't believe you would do this to yourself. It'll all be well. All will be well. I'll accept this knowledge from Grandpa, though I know what you thought of that. But there's no other choice. I'll drag you from that road myself. Sleep for now. Sleep. I won't be long.
Okay. There are interactables here. They didn't bury him in the holy ground. Oh, I can turn the candles on or off. Can look at the thicket. I need to go to the crossroads. The pine needles are golden with the sun already. Let's... Oh! Was there anything over there? No, there wasn't. To the crossroads. There's a herb? Adam's head. Adam's head heals minor wounds. A useful thing on any journey. Replenishes 5 health. Good thing I noticed that. Oh. Look at that. Crossroads is over there. Is anything... Vilgard. I have to go to the crossroads. I have nothing to do in the village. The field? The spring is so hot this year. Let's go to the crossroads. Prologue. Initiation of a witch.
The darkness of the night is filled with anticipation. You're at Mikhail's crossroads, along with old Yegor. You know the ritual that has to be done, but you've never thought of what might happen once it's complete. However, the time to draw the circle has come.
Let's look around. We have a milepost. Chernyn, 16 miles. Solikamsk, 102 miles. Nirob, 21 miles. Ritual candles. Applies 3 something on the first turn. Old and enchanted candles from old Igor's hut. With their help you can draw a circle that can offer protection against evil spirits. Anything else we can find around here? There's another herb. Some more Adam's head. And there is... The crosses look old. It seems people were buried here quite some time ago. Okay, let's talk to old Igor.
So, have you found the candles? Well done. All by yourself at that. Seems my teachings were not lost on you after all. Now let's draw a circle.
He probably would have told me to find the candles if I spoke to him first.
Be careful not to leave any gaps, otherwise we'll be crushed by evil spirits.
Make a circle.
I've made a circle. Is it alright, Grandfather?
The circle is drawn. No gaps, good. Too late to dither now.
You think that I can help him?
Sure you can. You can do anything when you have the book. So says the legend. Well, go on. It's time for you to take my knowledge. Such a long time we've spent together. Parting with it is bittersweet. Well, take it.
The Black Book.
Would you look at that? What power emanates from the book? The seal is open. It seems great sorcery lurks in you. Well, think about it later. Now speak the words I taught
Oops.
you.
Sorry. Let's read the spell.
I'll get up without crossing myself, but I will go to the crossroads. On the crossroads, I'll draw a circle and step into it. And I shall speak. Good merchants, come and buy my cat. For this cat, give me neither inconvertible ruble nor a fine hat. But bestow me with knowledge of the dark and eyes with vision sharp. So as I have said, so it will be. My words are stone.
Here are your merchants. Now listen carefully if you value your life.
Ooh.
To become a witch, you have to defeat this demon. Time for your first Sagavar.
Sagavar. Welcome to your first battle. Each battle consists of turns. You and your enemy take turns, but you always get to go first. You win when you destroy all enemies before you, reducing their health to 0. This is the Black Book. It contains all of your Sagavors. Try using the word Urazi. Press the end turn button to recite your Sagavor. Urazi and end turn. The pages you had the previous turn have changed. The book alters the pages each turn. This is basically our hand. Enemy attacks can be blocked with the defense. We already had some from the candles. A defense shields you from damage but disappears on your next turn. Recite the page Avdelai, which has the effect of defense. 5 defense from Avdelai.
Such
block that.
enchanted words protect from demons, but this protection fades quickly. Now draw up a complete Sagavar.
You may combine several pages into a Sagavor. You can currently recite a maximum of 3 pages as indicated by the empty slots at the top of the screen. A Sagavor consists of orders and keys. You can currently recite a Sagavor consisting of 2 orders and 1 key. You can see the type of the page, order or key in its upper corner. We have Raha, which is a key, and Avdelai and Urazi are orders. So let's use Raha for our defense and 2 Urazi for damage. And we play it all out. Block their hit.
Good job, Vasya. This demon is nearly beaten. A couple more spells to rid the world of it.
The Black Book helps you predict your enemy's actions. Study the enemy's intents carefully to upset their plans. Kuda. Scorch it. Waste 3. Deals 3 damage each turn, ignoring defense. Bless 2. Increases the damage of each page for 2. Well, let's see how that goes. We should win here. Scorch it for the waste. Oh dear.
Take that, you mangy hellhound! Well, now, Vasya, answer this maw. You'll be a witch as soon as you return. Well, safe travels.
That doesn't look very inviting. The Gates of Hell. Sure, what could go wrong? A black rift. Is there anything else around here? Doesn't really seem like it. We can't take our candles with us.
Oh, is that you, Vasilisa? I should congratulate you, for the first seal is open. Only 6 remain. Oh, but will you be able to open the rest? This is another matter entirely.
The wish seals. Who are you? Leave. You're clearly some kind of demon. Let's talk about the wish.
Curious. Can the Black Book grant any wish?
Indeed, as legend dictates. Who knows? Perhaps you shall meet your beloved soon. Who is worthy to open the scroll and break its seals? No one in heaven, on earth, or beneath it has ever been able to open the scroll or look upon it. Yet.
How do I open the seals?
Oh, can't figure it out by yourself, girl? I'm disappointed in you.
What sort of devil are you?
How rude, Vasilisa. I'm your chief advisor. It is I who grants you the powers of a Khaldun. We will become better acquainted in time, I presume.
Let me
Okay.
return to the land of the living.
Not just yet. Have you forgotten your purpose? I name you a witch. How many demons will you take on for your service?
As many as possible. 1. I think just 1 will be enough.
Surely I will only need 1 at most.
We do not assign fewer than 3 imps, Vasilisa. I'll pick out the best among Yegor's old imps for you. Now go. Perhaps we'll meet again, if you manage to open the seals.
And so ends our visit in hell.
What? What? Well, are you awake? The sun rose while you were coming to. Had to drag you home. I understand it's not easy to pass through the devil's domain. So, you've seen it?
Huh? Are we home? Seems like it was all a dream. The devil made me a witch.
Well, then it is a good day. What did I tell you? You should have become a witch a long time ago.
New by Lichka. Not sure
Well,
what that means yet.
What's done is done. The legend says that your wish is behind the 7 seals. I could never open the first one. Here's the second seal, the Aspen one.
How do I open it? Maybe it was the demon at the crossroads that opened the first.
Perhaps. I think that demons do play a part, but what spirit is the Aspen one? I'll have to rack my brain a bit. Maybe there's something in the books? You yourself are a witch now. I knew that you would not let me down. The news of your enlightenment has spread already. Must be the Susetkes who told the heads of the families.
Oh, we can mouse over these things. A house spirit or a hobgoblin? Lives under the hearth or in the Golbets cellar?
Now people will come to you for advice. I am old now, not many teeth left. My Koldun powers are waning. Now it is you who will help the people around here. Perhaps you will even find the right demon for your problem. Well, while you were coming to your senses, I've already spoken to most of the visitors. There's only one left. He's waiting behind the door. Look around for a start. Your book is over there, on the table. Do you remember how I taught you bookbinding? Afterwards, see to that visitor of yours. Some evil spirit has been giving him trouble. Got it?
Well, let's ask about the devil
Have
first.
you yourself met this devil?
I was initiated as a Koldun once. I saw this devil who gave me my charts.
Jots. A demon or devil who can serve as a Koldun's familiar.
I couldn't even lift the first seal. And you, all you needed was one touch, and it's gone already. It seems there is great power within you. Got it?
Yes, let's get to work.
I got it, Grandpa. Time to get to work.
Look for the spirits around the district. Maybe we'll get lucky with the seals. We should not tarry. Who knows? Perhaps after 40 days have passed, we won't be able to help.
In Eastern Orthodoxy, a traditional memorial service held on the 40th day after the death of the departed, after which his or her soul leaves this world.
God bless.
Okay. Let's take a look at the black book. On this screen you can change the page composition of the black book. On the right side you can see the current page composition. On the left side there are pages available to you but not in the current black book composition. You can categorize pages with special filters. You might receive pages that are currently unavailable as battle or task rewards. You can alter the page composition of the book. To craft new pages you need rubles. The Black Book volume has to stay within the limits of a maximum and minimum number of pages. In time you will uncover even more Black Book pages which are at the present sealed away. You can change the composition of the Black Book at any time except during combat. So currently we have one Varahail, which gives us Bless and some defense. 2 Scorch It for waste, which seems to be a damage over time effect. Ordelai and Urazi. We have Igla, well versed. This page effect amplifies by 1 for every other page of the same color in the Saga War. Okay. So we heal 1, I think. And we heal more if we use more white pages. And we have Ruda and Raha. There's also Kila, which has well versed as well. It seems better than Urazi. Do I need yeah, I need more rubles to add that to my deck right now. Okay. I have a map of the area. We are currently here. Some items. Do I still have? Yeah, I still do have my herbs. I do have candles. Oh, these are not used up. Okay. So they're basically like a relic of some sort. The Onomasticon. The mill that stood still. A man from Vyatka once lived in our village. He would tell us stories. One involved a miller that had to make offerings to a Shishiga, or else she would prevent the mill's mechanism from turning. As an offering he gave part of his stores of flour, grain and breadcrumbs. On one occasion he forgot and offered nothing. Sure enough, the windmill ground to a halt. When the man went to investigate inside the mill, there was the Shishiga, sitting on the grinder, threatening him with her finger outstretched. She suddenly vanished. The miller gathered some tobacco and threw it at the shadows in the corners of the mill at midnight. The windmill started to turn again, and the Shishiga stopped causing mischief. Huh. We also have some information about the Koldun initiation. I'll probably look at that in a bit. We have some skill tree, meta progression maybe, I'm not sure. Words deal 1 more damage. Words with protection increase the value by 1. Koldun's trick allowing to change 1 card with a trump 1. Not sure what that means. White well-versed words increase their effect by 1, and same for black ones. Increases number of orders in your Saga War by 1, and then number of keys as well later. Knowledgeability, active slots for items, shop prices, number of items that can be used per turn. Visiting peasants brings in more rubles. Draw an additional order each turn, additional key each turn. Page creation is cheaper. Demon gifts charge bring more money on job completion. You can send 1 chart on a meaningless job. Huh. Chart specialties and job types are available. Can I learn that just now? Do I have any? Not enough skill points. Okay. Encyclopedia. Chernin Uiest was located in the northern part of Perm Gubernia. Finno-Ugric beliefs were closely interwoven with those of Christianity, creating a unique cultural blend. The first trade route from Europe to Asia passed through Cherdin, transforming every river, creek, mountain and hill into a part of European and Asian history. Koldun initiation. As in any neophyte initiation, the sorcerer called Koldun has to pass through the maw of a beast at a crossroads, a banya, or whatever may constitute a boundary space. Lots of extra lore here. I'm not gonna look through all of it right now.
So, Vasya, have you taken well to learning the mystical arts? Are you curious enough to learn some more?
Yes.
So how did you become a Khaldun, grandfather?
I was born in Vilgard, the sixth son of my father, Yevlan Pichurov. It was a big family, not the richest though. When you have so many mouths to feed, it's hard to save money. But we lived well as a family. The house must have been built well. That is to say, I realize this now. Then one year, a seventh brother was born. Timofey he was called. He was a good lad. He grew up, but I didn't look after him well enough. Heavy is this sin of mine. I still feel guilty. Vasya, having chorts is a trivial thing. You would do better to protect the ones closest to you, to fight for them. It's knowledge that gives us strength, for we harness their own power against them, with the chorts under our control. One day I was looking after Timofey. We were playing with the other children, but I lost my patience with a boy. I cursed him severely, sent him to the Leshy.
Leshy, also known as Vorsa, a Komi ward. Spirits who are the masters of forests and sometimes fields and meadows. They control the weather and also animals and evil spirits who inhabit their domain. Hunters and shepherds have to come to an agreement with Leshis and offer them gifts and bargains.
So the Leshy carried him away. We never found Timoshka. He'd vanished. Oh, it's hard to bear these scenes, Vasya. So hard. So I decided to become a Khaldun. I wouldn't let the Dark Ones harm my family ever again. Or so I thought. Well, I'll tell the story of how I became a Khaldun later. Ask me tomorrow. It's hard to remember all these things of the past. You'll understand when you're as old as me.
How can I recognize evil spirits? How can I know when they're before me?
Simple. You've been to the world of the devil, and now you'll see everything for what it is. The only thing is, the darkness will see you too. Demons and spirits will track you down, and as soon as you glance into the darkness, you'll feel their eyes upon you as well. Be strong. Such is our fate. You make your own way.
Okay.
How's our Izba built?
How was our Izba built? A traditional Russian countryside dwelling.
It was built long ago. Lots of people have lived here since.
Turning on the light, it's getting
More than half
dark.
a century ago, it seems. All according to old rituals. You know them by now.
New encyclopedia entry.
But I don't remember who built it. My grandfather, I suppose.
Okay.
No, I have to go, grandfather. We'll talk later.
God bless Yegor Yevlampovich, Vasilisa Fyodorovna.
God bless.
I come bearing gifts. Some flour for your household. Please, hear me out.
We gained 5
I
rubles.
won't waste your time. I'll tell you straight away. Something terrible is happening at the mill. We were working in the night when suddenly we heard some strange sounds. And a shadow began to darken in one of the corners. Such a deep blackness. We ran for our lives. You are known for your knowledge in these matters. What should I do now?
During the night shift at the windmill, we heard some strange sounds and saw some strange shifting shadows. What could be behind such emanations?
Peasants, spirits, and fiends will all seek your advice and help in affairs of witchery. After all, you are a knower. If you answer a knowledgeability question correctly, you will receive an experience reward. Sometimes your answers will influence in-game events. To recognize the correct answer, you will have to carefully study your surroundings and the onomasticon, which you can open at any moment from your menu. You can also receive a hint by pressing your knowledge button, however you will only get half experience. Okay, does that have anything to do with this story? Shadows in a mill with the Shishiga.
Why do you work at night? Demons are at work.
Jesus Christ.
Well, how do you think the millstones turn? Not by the wind alone, obviously. It's forbidden to work a windmill after nightfall.
But what do we do now? I did everything right when I built it. Please, help me. I have this old item that you might find useful.
You'd better cough it up if we help you. All right, Vasha. Look into what's going on with that place. The demon there may be of use to us, you know?
I'll find out what's going on with your chort.
New task?
Oh, thank you. I was told you wouldn't let me down. Goodbye for now.
He's not your average miller. Usually they consort with a leshy, but this miller has some chort. Well, I'll study these seals while you're off dealing with the mill. And to make your trip a bit easier, take this herb. It is called an Adam's Head. It will heal you up if anything goes sideways.
Nice.
Time for you to be on your way. Evil spirits won't quell themselves. Well, you get all that? Wanna ask anything else?
Where do I find this windmill?
Don't you remember the one to the north of Vilgord?
A large village in Cherdin district, where you were born and raised by old Igor. Vilgord means new village in the Komi-Permian language.
The devil haunts that place at night, people say. Go there and be back home by sunrise. We have much to do.
How do I use the herbs anyway?
Well, it's quite simple. Use them in battle to close up your wounds.
Got
Okay.
it, Grandfather. It's time to go. See you tomorrow.
Ah, wait. One more thing. I've sent a chort to Khusheva village. He must have cursed someone. Go there and fix it. You'll earn some money in process.
Have to fix your mistakes.
All right, Grandpa.
Okay. You're now on your travel map. Every night it will display different locations. You may go on your way only after you speak to all of your visitors. You can visit any available location, however your health recovers only after you accomplish your task and return to the Isba. Your goal: visit your main task location. However, you can't reach it without visiting all of the other locations on the way. The game autosaves each time the location changes. You can also save your progress manually, in which case the game will save as soon as you enter a new location. You can open the map by clicking on your present location. We wish you the best of luck exploring the northern lands of Cherdin Uyezd. Okay. We have an optional task: visit Khusheva village. That's where Igor's child cursed someone. And we have valuables along the way. Bailichkas and encyclopedias. So let's go to Khusheva village first. Not far from Kamgord, a rich peasant named Mogilevsky built his mansion. Let's set off.
You stealthily creep by the village houses. At least, you thought you were being stealthy. You hear a familiar voice calling out from one of the windows overhanging the street.
Flusha, wait! I have business with you. Hush! We'd better whisper. I've got this neighbor and I hate her guts. So curse her a bit, will you? Use a killer curse or something. Not a strong one. I've got a gift ready for you.
Agree, decline, curse the peasant instead. No.
I'm not that kind of witch. Just so you know, I don't just go firing off curses left and right.
Okay. Not much happened. A small village to the west of the Kolva. I've been there a couple of times with old Igor when he had to heal some cows. This is the place he sent a child off for a job.
You notice a noisy family gathering in front of one of the houses. It's unusual to see an entire family out on the street at this hour. Strange, muffled sounds are coming from inside their house. Falling cutlery, furniture moving around.
Good evening to you, Vasilisa. God himself has sent you to us tonight. Everything has been turned upside down in our house. The enemy of man is haunting our house. The devil himself is here. Everyone is scared senseless.
How did it manage to get in here? It's no simple matter for a chort to get inside a human dwelling. What did you do yesterday?
We just had some tea. Natalia likes it a lot. She's quite fond of tea. Then we prayed and went to sleep. And in the middle of the night, it all started.
Ritual behavior. Ritual or behavior reinforced by custom is inseparable from mythology. It is often believed that specific events are a consequence of another. For instance, a peasant suffering misfortune after forgetting to cross himself is perceived as being punished for not observing a ritual. This has resulted in all sorts of popular beliefs. Dishes not locked away at night or crossed become a refuge for evil spirits. A sick child or a changeling needs to be thrown across the threshold of a house inhabited by spirits who were lured there by the killing of a rooster during its construction. After some time, the underlying reason for a ritual becomes forgotten, leaving behind only the ritual itself.
Tea time turned into a chort invasion. I wonder why these demons appeared in the first place.
Forgot to cross the tableware, forgot to close the windows. I don't think we have read anything about the windows needing to be closed. Yeah, probably forgot to cross tableware.
And did you make the sign of the cross over the samovar?
That must be it. We didn't mark the samovar with a cross.
You must do this. And please remember next time.
You're such a great knower, Vasya.
Someone with vast amount of knowledge who might also be a Koldun or a witch.
Please, won't you help us? Don't leave us this way.
I will help you.
Oh, very well. I will help you. It's no good sleeping on the street, is it?
Thank you, Vasilisa. Have some milk for you, Johnny.
You come inside the Izba. Everything is in complete disarray. The Chorts have certainly had their way here. You make the sign of the cross and take a couple of careful steps deeper inside.
Let's explore
The
a bit.
demons have made a mess. They threw the dishes and cooking pots around, but luckily, the brass utensils seem to be intact. The most damaged part is the shrine in the corner. The icon cases are damaged, and the candles are broken.
Approach the samovar.
You approach the overturned samovar. Suddenly, it shakes and starts to move, and red eyes light up the darkened room. A demon is here. You approach the overturned samovar. Suddenly, it shakes.
Let's prepare to fight. No idea why that read twice there. Oh, we have multiple enemies now. This the samovar? Do we know anything? Samovar sides. You are blocking, you're attacking. These guys don't have that much health. We need some defense. We could use Varahile. Yeah, let's use Varahile, and I've just added a word to a saga war that contains a status effect. Status effects usually reduce their value each turn. Carefully choose the right moment and the right place in a saga war for words with status effects. Got it? Let's use Raha, and then let's go for Scorch It for... we can choose our target. You are defending, but the waste does pierce defense, so that should do it. Over time. We got Bless. The Bless stays, but it reduces in power. Five attack, you're taking... so it's ticking down the waste. Igla, we don't need the healing yet. We have Avdelai as a good healing, although our only key here is Raha, so let's use Scorch It again. Well, we could use Igla, but as I said, we don't really need the healing, so... Oh, you're actually defending the other demon. We used up our Bless. It doesn't appear to work on the waste, so it wasn't really that useful. And you are gonna die to the waste now. I wonder if you die before or after your action. We'll have to see. I'm gonna go for a defensive approach because you're currently blocked for 5, so we're probably not gonna do any damage to you, but we defeat the samovar enemy. It looks like you died before you did your action. We don't have a full defense here. I am gonna use Varahile first for the Bless, and then Urazi and Kuda. Get some damage done. That hit for 6, and this will hit for 4. Nice, we should have the kill next turn. Take 3 damage here. We only have 13 health, so that is quite a significant amount. Actually, we can use Igla here with the Well-Versed to heal up to. I wonder what happens if we get the kill. Does that still go off? We'll have to see. Block 5. No, the healing didn't seem to go off. Choose a new page. Firmer than stone. Firm. This page remains active for 1 turn and affects other pages. 1 damage to all enemies. Perepolo. 3 damage to all enemies. Salmanida. Removes negative statuses and heals 2. That sounds useful, removing negative statuses. The firm is also interesting. This is a key. These are orders. Keys are generally a bit weaker. So this doing 1 damage to all enemies twice, I think, with the firm. And this doing 3 does make sense, because the keys do tend to be a bit weaker. I am gonna go for Salmanida to have something to combat status effects in case I need something like that. To gain some experience and money.
The elders of the family bow to you and thank you for helping them. They also give thanks to God for bringing you here. The girl, Aksenia, assures you that from now on every jar in the house will be crossed.
Okay. Let's move towards the old riverbed. Oh, another event in the...
The silver glow of the moon catches glimpses of the foul water. The chilled northern night air is split by dull croaks coming from the swamp.
Come closer, draw a circle, walk around.
You quickly draw a circle on the soft swamp soil and light the candles. A moment passes, and then another. Finally, a demon appears and lunges at your defensive circle.
Nice. Let's prepare to fight. Shot at the riverbed, 6 damage you're trying to do here. Maybe we can use this opportunity to heal up a bit. Not really all that well. I am just gonna double waste you. Use a Raha for defense. We take 3, but then I can focus mostly on defense and just wait while the waste eats away at the chalk. Oh, right, we had a candle blocking for us there. Ooh, we can do Salamida, Afterlight to block, and then Igla with the well-versed healing us for 3, so actually I don't even need the Salmanida. But I kinda need a white word in there to get the full benefit, so I guess that's what I'll do anyways. We healed up, we full block, the enemy takes damage to the waist, and we should be able to finish the fight now. Urazi, Ruda. Actually, if we use Varheil first, the spells will do more damage. Kila, well versed. 4 damage. Lock, firm 3 but has no effect. That's mostly just for increasing well versed things. This is firm 1 and well versed, doing 2 damage. I like Nava. Let's try that out. Some more money and rubles. Do we see... We need 1,000 experience to level up. Okay. Do we... Yeah, we... No, we don't have any skill points. Devilry. Number of charts in Vasilisa's service. Each idle chart torments its Koldun master. Huh. Oh, no, that's... Yeah, let's move onwards to the old riverbed. Oh, no, that's, we already visited. Oh, okay. So it wasn't at Mogilevsky's mansion where that happened, so no... but it was at the old riverbed. I got confused there for a moment. Never mind, let's move to Camgord Woods. Tiny woods to the north of Camgord village. In the autumn you can find mushrooms upon mushrooms here. Sounds nice.
Standing amidst the black wooden figures, you hear a rustle in the trees. You read the protective spells, but out comes a person, not a demon. An ancient woman dressed in old clothes. It would seem you have come across a beggar.
Greet the beggar.
Oh, a witch, a witch. I can smell your kind from a mile away. Can you spare a few coins? I don't need much to get by. A person is only as good as they are charitable.
Sure, we can spare some money.
Here you are. Don't forget me in your prayers.
Thank you. I'll pray for your lost soul. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this, a healing herb.
Ah, the classic. Bigichi Forest. There's an old forest near the Kolva River by Bigichi village. It has a master. Every forest does.
Near the forest's edge, you see a white towel on an old stump. Someone has left a bottle of milk and some piragi. Near these gifts is a birch charter. Peasants from Bigichi village are asking the Leshi to take care of their cattle.
Birch charter. Okay. I don't think it would be wise to steal the gifts or tamper with the charter. I'm just
You
gonna
decide to leave the sacrifice to the Leshi untouched. This is Bigichi's folk business, not yours.
No. We discover the Pennesherskaya ravine. Pennesherskaya ravine. This ravine is famous among Cherdin's herbalists. It said you can find a lot of good herbs here, only if you're an expert in this, of course. There is one more encyclopedia
While traveling
entry.
through the woods, you stumble upon a snake's nest. Baby snakes are still inside their eggs. Fortunately, the mother snake does not seem to be around. You make a small wall of stones around the nest and wait for the larger snake to come back. The mother snake soon returns. Seeing the barrier, she fruitlessly tries to get past, but soon leaves.
Wait for the snake to return.
Some time passes, and the snake comes back with a bunch of grass in its mouth. The snake touches the grassy mass to the stone barrier, and the wall instantly collapses. The snake is reunited with its nest. You quickly grab the grass before the snake hides it. It smells of rust. The only noticeable thing about it is the cross shape made by 4 leaves. Fortune has smiled upon you. You have found a break herb, a bundle of aromatic weeds that opens locks and barriers.
Quite the smart approach there. Getting the snake to find the herbs for me.
You take the herb and get ready to go on your way.
I've seen a break herb once or twice. The door was locked by accident, so a knower came to help and opened it with the break herb. Eliminate an enemy's block. Good to have. Next on our journey is Khusheva Lake. A curved lake on the left bank of the Kolva. They say 2 men drowned in it this year. Must be quite an unsafe place at night, eh?
On a hillside near Khusheva Lake, you see 2 silhouettes. One is combing the other's long hair. There is something strange in his uneven movements. Something that gives you shivers.
Let's read a prayer.
The black figures disappear as soon as you recite the name of God.
Well, near Nizovka River. This river flows through Polyud Ridge. Someone in Pokcha village told me that this river was formed from the tears of Polyud. Sounds like a tall tale.
Gloomy windmill arms creak in the distance, parting the pre-dawn fog. The shadow of an owl passes overhead. It crosses your path, a bad omen, since man's path and man's destiny are as one. Yet, could it be it was trying to point you somewhere?
Let's follow the owl.
Suddenly, you come upon a swamp and stop at its border. It is dangerous to continue onward. You turn to go back and notice a devil's finger beneath your feet.
Take the finger. Devils periodically shed their claws so that new ones can grow sharper and stronger. Their discarded fingers turn to stone and have healing properties. Heals 4. Oh no, it doesn't heal 4. It gives me +4 max health. That was a pretty fortunate find then. Good thing we followed that owl. Let's visit Gorodishensky Ravine. It's said that the Chad lived there, a dangerous and unholy place. The ravines are death traps at night. Falling into one will surely leave you crippled. Do I really want to go there? Well, let's find out.
You meet 2 travelers from Bigichi village who are on their way to the fields. The 3 of you continue on your journey together. Near the mouth of a chasm, one of them jokingly tries to shove you into the pit.
Oi, that's no good.
You strike the peasant backhanded. As you glare at your 2 traveling companions, they transform into black, shadow-cloaked demons.
Ah, that will make sense. Uh-oh. Recitation time. Number of turns until recitation is complete. Demon spell. Oh, you are trying to hit me for 19. That would be really bad. We need to stop you before it gets to this. Waste is 6 damage over 3 turns. We do have 3 turns time. We don't need defense in our key slot because we have the candles, but we can't really put anything else there, so might as well. Small claw. Two turns. Oh no. Oh, that's a bad draw. No real reason to do much of anything here, but okay, yeah, it's definitely gonna trigger this turn with the glowing red and all that. Luckily, we do have the damage to take them out. We only need to defend 3, so Raha will be enough. Then another 4, and then Raha for defense. Phew! Okay. And you shouldn't pose too much of a challenge. Let's apply the waste. I'm gonna use a Afterlife for defense and go with the smaller attack there as well. And hopefully I can end the fight next turn. There is our Nava. We don't really have good options. Actually, let's bless first. We don't really have great options to utilize the well-versed here. But we can test out the firm. So does firm just mean that we cast it again this turn? Or is it just for well-versed things? No, it does appear there, and it says Saga War damage 3, so it should definitely Should definitely work. Yep. Gria. Fierce 2. 2 damage. Black Fierce cards do help us gain the Well-Versed effects. Well-Versed and Blessed 3. That's also pretty tempting. And a Well-Versed block card is available here as well. Gria. I'm gonna take Gria. I want some more damage. Let's see. Can we remove some of the cards from our deck? Like, what would I remove? Our keys are pretty good at providing some defense. We only have 4 different keys in the deck, so we are often gonna see a defensive one. Yes, I can remove an Afterlie, and I can put it back in if I want. Urazi does seem a bit weaker than these ones with Fierce. Wait, Fierce is not firm. Amplifies its damage by 2 after each use of pages of the same name. I thought it was firm, but that's also interesting. I think we drop an Urazi. Actually 2 Urazis and a Nigla. We don't really need the healing right now. That's probably more useful when we're actually damaged. Having a smaller amount of cards in the deck means we are gonna draw the more efficient ones more often. Let's visit Chad Forest. The Chad probably lived here at one time, as the forest's name would suggest. Old Chad bronze plaques aren't hard to find around here. To come across one, however, is a bad omen. After all, they weren't made by Christian hands.
You walk around the windmill and approach the chewed forest.
Chewed.
The grim silence envelops you. The only sound you hear is of the fir branches, whispering in the morning fog. Suddenly, you see a swarm of chorts flying out of the side of the building, gleefully throwing around pieces of the windmill's wooden machinery.
Let's check the debris.
The chort swarm dives into the gloom with a chorus of angry screams. As the forest sinks into silence, you inspect the windmill's debris. Among some wooden logs and mechanical parts, you find a small sack of flour and pick it up.
Plus 3 rubles. And it's time for the old windmill. Ah, that's where we find the you can see here where the valuables are. That's nice. I like that. One moment, I'm gonna turn on the light here in the room.
The spruce branches part, and an old mill stands before you. This place is filled with legends and stories from the surrounding villages. Those who visited this place at dusk, or worse, at night, speak of dark phantoms in the windows of the mill, of sudden gusts of wind and other devilry. It is what they call a bad place.
Whew, let's look around. Yeah, it doesn't look, like it doesn't look too great, this windmill. Door to the windmill, maybe we can find something interesting outside, here in the backyard maybe? Worth.
It's hard to see anything in the dark gloom of the night. Nevertheless, you feel your eyes getting used to the darkness. The black book may be aiding you. Amidst the thick grass, you spot an old axe, its blade covered with rust.
Let's pick it up. This axe might fall apart any moment, but it should be good enough for at least one more strike. That gives us an extra health. Not what I would have expected from that, but I will take it. I assume... yeah, it's here in our slot. It's not quite the devil's finger, but it will do. Unlock new abilities to equip more items. Yeah, makes sense. Anything on this side of the windmill? Ah, yes.
It's a carrier log. It's used to turn the mill. The old wood creaks in the wind. You can climb inside using a log. There is a small hole in the wall. The old windmill is creaking from the cold wind. It is not so often that you see this kind of mill in Cirden Uyezd.
Windmills. In Perm, windmills are rarer sights than water mills. This is because it is harder to catch the wind than it is to harness the power of running water. Often windmills were built with a moving roof that was operated with a special lever. The wind could be caught just so that the wind blades could begin moving with optimal efficiency. The most effective kind of wind was not the strongest wind, but moderate wind. Before the revolution, blades were fitted with special fabric. They were later fitted with plywood.
You try to clamber up, but your misstep leads to a painful fall.
Aww.
Another attempt, and you are safe inside.
Let's look around inside. I guess we just should have used the door, but... Oh, we're actually... Are we actually... No, this is the door, right? Is the door closed? Some kind of wheel has been placed here by the miller. Let's take a look at the grindstones. They are still, but the blades of the mill are turning. Anything else anywhere around here? I can't look under the stairs. I can, however, look behind the grindstone, but that doesn't seem to be anything there. Well, to the second floor we go. There is a chest, a locker. Let's take a look at the chest. This chest is for various tools used at the mill. You find nothing of interest.
You study the cabinet. Among various krinkas, old pots, and birch bark containers, you find a sack with silver rubles. It might be of some use to you.
Let's
You
take the money.
choose to take the money. The miller will hardly miss it.
You have just committed your first sin. They say that the fate of the Khaldun and witch is to burn in eternal flames with no chance for absolution. Oh dear. The outcome of some events of the game is yours to decide. Your sin counter will change according to your decisions. Your number of sins affects your choice of replies as well as possible game endings. They say each person has an angel on their right shoulder and a devil on their left. But to whom you turn your ear is entirely up to you. Okay. Interesting. Probably would have gotten one if we stole the offerings from the to the Leshy as well.
A broken block of wood is near the wall. It seems to be part of the windmill's mechanism and the reason why the grindstones are standing still. Through a hole in the wall, you see the woods of Cirden.
Anything else in here?
A broken block of wood is near.
Let's peer outside. Oh, that's... That's a lot of demons you've got there.
I expected to see a wretched old man, not a beautiful maiden.
The 13th brother.
Why are you here, then?
And I didn't expect to meet a demon speaking the common tongue. I'm an apprentice witch. Who are you?
Ha! A demon, you say? Oh, you see, maiden, I'm not a common short. I am known as the 13th brother. I am the guardian of the village, the forest, and the secret hidden garden and its heart. I'm also the guardian of this windmill. All of this is me, the unseen master. At your service.
What kind of name is that? The 13th brother?
It is a name whispered through time and across many lands, until it became my name, that is. I will tell you the story if you want to hear it, of course. There is still time until the dawn.
Let's talk about the miller first.
Well, what do you want with the windmill then?
Haven't you figured it out? Perhaps I was wrong about you. I thought of you to be a strong witch, a master of wit, deduction, and intellect, one endowed with knowledge that others do not possess. I guess not.
The windmill is possessed. But is the demon's presence here as spontaneous as it appears to be? I must think about why he's here in the first place.
That's about another mill that stood still. Red Corner is one of the most important and mystical places in Anisba. It is similar in importance to the hearth since it plays a central role in the home. It is most commonly in the right-hand corner of Anisba, across from the door, even in some northern Russian traditions where a porch is situated in an unusual manner. Most likely, ancestral idols were once placed atop these shrines. Following the arrival of Christianity, it became home to the icons of the saint. The other name for the Red Corner is Boinitsa, which means a god's place, and it always housed a small icon lamp. The head of the family sat in this corner and oversaw holiday feasts. Additionally, before the funeral, the deceased body of the family head was placed on a table with his head below the red corner. When entering an Anisba, a visitor would make the sign of the cross over himself while looking at the red corner, even if there were no icons present. Windmills. Not really much to go on about here. It isn't easy being a Khaldun. Becoming one is a terrifying experience. People tell a lot of stories. One in particular comes to mind. A man decided to punish his neighbor for changing the boundary of his field to a neighboring one. He went to a Khaldun and asked, "Give me a chart with which to curse my neighbor." The Khaldun replied, "It's not as simple as that. Do as I say and you will have your chart." He then told him they would need to go to a banya at midnight. So the man gathered his courage and took along his rifle and his cross. Oh, it is scary at the banya. He loaded his gun with his cross and shot at the hearth. A fiery dog emerged and opened its maw. The only option was to climb inside, and even though his instincts told him to, he stopped himself from making the sign of the cross. He recalled at the last moment that if he did so, he would lose his hand. He climbed down into the hearth, of course. What would you have done? As soon as he entered the maw, he saw fidgety little people sitting behind tables. "I want one small chart with which I can curse my neighbor." The imps replied matter-of-factly, "We come in no fewer than 3. The man awoke in the banya with 3 charts. "Father, give us work, we want to eat." He gave them a cat to curse and some other small tasks. More and more charts appeared. He tried to keep up with the demands of the charts, but he soon grew exhausted in mind and body. In the end, the charts took to entertaining themselves with the villagers until all of the inhabitants were cursed. Oh dear. I think that demon wasn't just lured here by not crossing. Demons are lured by sacrifices, so that might be a thing. And they seem to then stay in that place for a while We've read something about that with the ritual behavior. A house inhabited by spirits who were lured there by the killing of a rooster during its construction. So I'm gonna go with that. Or was it the miller's cursing? We haven't found any sites really by that. I'm gonna go with lured by a sacrifice.
Summoned by a sacrifice. You've been here since your creation.
Well, you are knowledgeable indeed.
Got it.
Not to mention, I'm bound to this pitiful miller. But I desire a powerful master. Take me as your servant. My sacrifice will attract someone more agreeable. And you will have both your reward from the miller and the reward of my presence.
Sounds like a deal.
Well, so be it. I could use a chort like you, if not just for the conversation.
Wait, perhaps you are not as strong as you seem. There is yet to be such a Khaldun who can outmatch the 13th brother.
Oh. 6 damage times 2, 55 health. Ooh. Well, might as well do a Raha and Afterlight to get some protection. That's 11 in total, so we take 1 damage. And then let's start getting some waste on you. If we beat this guy, it will probably be just by stacking lots of waste. 12 incoming again. Don't want to miss any chance to use Scorch it, but I will again protect as much as I can. Attacks seal a random page. Demon seals plus. Duration 6 turns. Well, this is our time to get some damage out there. We could also get the Bless this turn. That wouldn't be bad either. But I want to use the Fierce, and with the Well-Versed, this is going to be a decent amount of damage as well. Not bad, not bad.
You are so arrogant. Do you really think you can defeat this ancient spirit?
Yes, my book will help me.
This can't be.
13 defense for all allies, so we want to push as much damage as we can, which is not a lot. No key other than Raha. We're definitely gonna go with Urazi. Heal 2 or Bless 2? We might actually want to Bless 2 here. 3 damage and 6 damage. Blocking for 13, so we probably want to be defensive this turn. Yeah, incoming is 6 times 2, and they do have the demon seals, so we want to protect ourselves as best we can. Which will be Adalai, Raha. I could also do a Scorch it. That does penetrate defense. I think I still want to keep up the waste. So yeah, we do that, take 4 here. Take 1 demon seal, so we find out what a sealed page means.
book. It is a legendary artifact. I never gave up before, and I'm not going to now.
Oh, that sealed 2 pages. Oh, it doesn't matter that we blocked it, right? It's just attacks to it, not taking damage, does it? You cannot reach this page, it's sealed, okay. This is getting dangerous. Can we get the kill here? With this Zagorov we deal 6 damage. Waste 3, so another 7 damage, that's 13, not quite there. So what I will do instead is I will use an Adam's Head to heal 5. You can only use 1 item per turn, so we still need some more health. So we have to use Salmanida to defend ourselves. Keep the waste up. The demon seals are scary. Reducing our options, not great. Well, we do have a fully defensive turn here with Afterlife, Raha. I'm gonna take another Adam's Head just so that I can use another one and take another 6 if I have to. I hope I don't. The demon seals are about to run out. Actually, they are dead next turn, so maybe I shouldn't have used the Adam's Head here. Let's go for the kill. We defeated the 13th brother. Firmer than stone. We have seen that before. Amen. Firm. Piety. Piety 3 increases defense value in words for 3. Oh, that gives us a lot of piety because it's also firm. Babushka Serafimushka. Well versed. Increases the number of keys in the book in the next round by 1. And restores 1 health. Huh. We go for the Amen here. You gain a level and grow in power. You are now in the skills section of the menu. Here you can unlock new magic abilities. You can visit this section through menu at any time. With each level, you increase your health and gain knowledge points, which are necessary to unlock new abilities. As you increase your level, more and more demons will join your swarm. Some abilities unlock automatically at the moment of obtaining a certain level. I think these, yeah, auto-learning level 5 and 19. So at level 5 we gain 1 more auto slot, at level 19 1 more key slot. Words deal more damage, these require level 3. We can get the Durak one. Koldun's trick allowing to change 1 card with a trump one. Not sure what a trump card is. Number of active slots is increased. We eventually want that. Shop prices are reduced. Increases the numbers of items that can be used per turn by 1. We have seen how that can be useful. Visiting peasants bring 10 more money in gifts. That is pretty good. Additional card draw is also really good. Page creation costs. Opening a tooltip does not reduce the experience reward for a correct knowledge ability answer. So getting the hint? Meh. Choose from 4 words after the battle. I think this is one we want to get ASAP. Chances of your chore completing the job well reduced. What? Reduced by 50%? Reduce the sin that your chords bring you with job completion by 5. 1 is minimum. Chances of your chord completing the job well increased by 50%. Confusing directive. So that does seem to actually be what that does. Maybe it's just a downside that you have to get for the crooked charts. Skill charts increases sin that your charts bring you with job completion, but it also allows you to get hellish herbalism. The chance your chart bring back an herb from his job is increased. Chart bring more money. Let's take this Vyas so we can get understanding the unholy. Page creation cost. That also makes it cheaper to create these pages that we which we currently can't do. Maybe that's something you can only do. 666 experience. Okay. We gained 5 health.
Demon into your personal service. He will ask for work, like any other chort. The mill is now without a spirit, but this is none of your concern.
His favorite occupation is to interfere with the work of the peasants, so he knows all about housekeeping and farming. Resistance to status. Ward. A new Bailichka.